brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement studios. Why? Because that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking hosts, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hey there. I see you over in that corner. I see you looking at your phone. I think just press the button. Just press the button.
Are you talking to me? Sorry.
It's okay. Come on in. Sit down. Make yourself at home. We're all here. And this is going to be an awesome episode.
I feel it.
Yes. So for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, hi. This is a Sud segment where really good beer meets really bad and questionable radio. I am good old gal Julieanna, and with me today at the table is good old boy Dave.
We will make history, or we will die trying.
That's epic.
This will be epic, won't it?
Freaking epic over here.
Yeah.
Not much going on, just that, folks.
Right.
We're
Just one little thing.
Yeah, just one little
saving
thing.
civilization or whatever it was.
How did he get the sound effect?
He's the guy.
Board.
He's
Yeah.
Look.
He presses all the buttons.
Yeah.
He does.
Yes, he
The
does.
button pusher.
Ours will be less flattering. Less epic.
Less epic, yes. And also at the table today is good old boy Caperton.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm glad we're radio and podcast because I'm not visually. I feel a little nappy today.
I think you look great,
You guys are so sweet.
Aw.
Yeah.
but I can't see well.
It's been a tough week, and I'm glad to be here with everyone.
Yay.
Drinking fine beer with fine people, talking craziness.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
yes. And also with us at the table is good old boy Reverend Mark.
Reverend Mark. Good old boy.
Good old boy, Reverend Mark.
Yeah. You got it in the right order because today I'm just
Good old boy. Reverend good old boy Mark.
Good old Reverend Boy Mark.
That was a good old sermon that you had there, son.
Boy.
And Mark, for the record, Mark has already lapsed into amens. So
I'm there.
He's yeah.
Yes.
He's bringing his work home with him.
Every
So
hour
get
is
ready for enlightenment, folks.
every hour is happy hour here.
It's always a treat with Mark.
It is. It is. Well, today's episode is rather special. It's special to me anyways, because I am representing my home state.
She's rubbing her heart right now.
I am.
She's sincere,
Okay,
folks.
yes.
I wish you could see this. Not me, but I wish you could see Julie right now. She's so sincere.
She's beaming.
Yes, I'm beaming.
Better your state than Dave's state of mind.
That's
True.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very true. Very true. But anyways, coming in from I don't even
Reverend
know.
Mark's throwing shade.
He is already early after the amen though.
Amen. Zing.
So coming in from Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Yes. Yes. Home of the beginning.
What county was it again?
Bucks
Bucks.
County.
Butts
Yes.
County.
Yes.
I was about to lapse into some Sir Mix-a-Lot there, but
Like big butts.
Wow.
big bucks. That's a thing too, though.
Does this beer make my bucks look?
Yeah. Everybody likes the big bucks.
Well, out there, maybe it does make the Bucks look better. I don't know.
Big bucks.
Anyways.
Buck County.
Yes, Bucks
Sorry,
County.
I'm sorry.
Bucks County.
I interrupted.
Just slightly north of Philadelphia.
North of Philly.
Yes,
Gotcha.
on the good side of the state.
Of course. Of course.
On my side of the state.
That's-
Anyways, for those of you that don't know, we're going to be talking about Free Will Brewing Company. And their original location is Percassie. Yes. But we'll get into that in just a moment. But before that, though, this...
Is that near Poughkeepsie?
No.
That's in a different state, isn't it?
Poughkeepsie is in New York, my dear friend.
Right.
Same
Are they
part of the
related?
country.
Are they related? To ask an ignorant question?
No.
They both start with.
I'm fearless.
They both start
I'll
with
ask the
P
dumb
and end in
questions. Yeah.
And no.
They kind of remind me of each other.
Okay, no.
I'm sorry again.
And no.
I'm standing down.
Wow.
Thank you.
He's had 8 beers, folks.
Feel free to edit me out.
Oh, we would never do that. Okay, so before we get started, this Suds episode is brought to you by
Stuff and Things. Do you like stuff? Do you need things? Well, come on down to Stuff and Things. We have more stuff than anyone, and our things are very competitively priced. Stuff and Things, things and stuff, stuff and things and stuff, and things. Now with more stuff.
with extra stuff. Okay.
Double stuff.
Yeah. So, good boy Dave, why don't you tell us about Free Will Brewing Company?
Well, what I remember, I think it's about an orca. There was this orca that was in captivity, and there was this little kid who wanted to break him out, take him to freedom.
Dude, I don't think you got that quite right. I mean, I think what you're talking about there is Free Willy.
Because I saw that.
Oh.
Well,
So,
he's right, isn't he?
I think I'm right on this one. So why don't you tell us, Dave, about Free Will Brewing Company?
Remember Mark is bringing it today.
Zing.
Well, that does seem more on topic. So here, this is from their website. Our original location opened January 2012 in Perkasie, Pennsylvania, the hometown of longtime friends, homebrewers, and now co-founders John Steamer, and Dominic Capici. The 35,000 square foot. Well, you know what? They should have easier names to say.
Oh.
The 35,000 square foot space houses our tap room, clean brewing operations. It's very important to keep it clean, and sour cellar dedicated solely. That's a lot of to the production of sour saisons and wild ales. Our second location opened October 2016. Hey, that just happened a couple years ago. In the heart of the unique shopping, dining, and lodging destination of Peddler's Village, located in Lahaska.
I bet Peddler's Village was controversial while being built.
Well, most villages
Maybe.
Most
it
villages
sounds like that kind of place.
Most villagers frown
but it's there now.
Most villages frown on peddlers. I'll just say that. Peddler's Village, located in Lahaska, Pennsylvania. The historic village is open year-round and offers 65 different retail locations in colonial-style buildings. That means they're made out of wood. Award-winning gardens and a plethora, that means a lot, of seasonal festivals, annual events, and traditions.
Maybe it wasn't so controversial. They sound connected.
In our modernized space, that means it's not made of wood, and you will find a draft list offering a wide variety of rotating beers brewed only 30 minutes away in Perkasie. That's the original location. Keep up, Pennsylvania. Available both for in-house consumption or to go around the village. So you can't take it outside the village, but you can wander through the 65 retail locations with a beer. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Growler fills and a selection of bottles are available for take-home purchase, as well as an extended selection of brewery-related merchandise. Merch. I like merch.
Yeah.
It's all about the merch.
If they got 10 tackers there, they need to let me know because I don't like those.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
all I got.
Very good. Very good. Well, good old boy Caperton, why don't you tell us about our flight today?
My gracious. Hang on, folks. I'm going to try to get through this in one go without a lot of distraction.
Harassment.
Like I'm given right now. So the Free Will Brewing Company beers we'll discuss today are the Kragle IPA, which I got nothing here on. That was anyway, we'll get to that. The Pomisher Sour Ale and oak barrels with pomegranates added. That's the end of that. Wildhack barrel-aged sour brown ale with blueberries added. All right. Brown beard.
It is a brown beer.
Which is a brown beer. So I got a little, it's meta. So meta.
You were there.
A rum oak barrel aged imperial brown ale with coffee added.
Say that 10 times fast.
Lord.
Hell, he barely said it once.
Yeah.
The DC Cranberry Farmhouse Ale. I think it's just Farmhouse. There's a dash there. Ale aged in oak barrels with cranberries added. The Kriek Lambic, a malt beverage with cherries added. A grape sour Lambic inspired ale with grapes added. Am I saying all this right?
Yeah, you're doing great.
And last, but hopefully not least, Micromanager, the NEIPA, dry hopped with Yukonaut, Mosaic, Cascade, and Centennial.
We did have another beer. It was called Blood and Guts, but it.
Okay, we need a moment of silence for Blood and Guts. Yes.
But not for Dave's
No,
finger.
we need a moment of silence for our
Apparently.
finger because
Yeah,
I've already bled for this friggin' shit.
I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you, Dave.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, there was a minor incident when the cork was removed and the bottle shattered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So the sour beers, I guess we should say, were capped
And corked.
and corked.
Yes.
It's a nice little Belgian touch there,
It was. Yes. Okay.
considering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
What I'm missing, I'm missing some nonverbal communication here or something. I feel like.
I was just saying, you know.
Okay.
He's using fingers. Yes. Good old boy, Reverend Mark.
Yeah.
Would you like to go over the Suds ratings?
Uh-oh, can I do it? Yes,
You
I
can
think
start.
I can.
Quickly.
I think you can, buddy.
We'll be discussing the ratings with the beers from these Suds ratings and plus our own signature belching sounds. And these are how those ratings will go. Number 1, that sucks. Give me anything but a bud. Number 2, was that a belch? Number 3, what a relief.
We'll be back with the rest of these in just a minute.
Rolling clouds and crashing surf, iridescent dunes reflecting by the light of a rising, glowing moon. Seashore mesmerizing, night breeze hypnotizing. We've come across these back roads none too soon. Look to the left, to the right. Keep your eyes on the road, my darling. Wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows. My hand is yours forever, sweet love.
Welcome back, everyone. We are talking about Free Will Brewing Company, and we're about to finish up our Suds rating. Sorry, we got a little distracted there
Where we
in
left
the
off.
first part. Yeah. So good old boy Reverend Mark was talking about our Suds ratings, and he is now at number 4.
Number 4, almost out the door. All right.
Almost.
Number 4 is a body should really not make that sound.
Oh, gosh.
And number 5, listen to that hang time. Give me another.
All right.
I just want to point out that number 4 is accompanied by ethereal music, whereas number 5 is accompanied by applause, which is they're both
Up there.
that
Looks good, but
seems,
five.
is it reversed?
five is a
Do you
seems
think
like
it's
it should be
reversed?
reversed. Then
Five's a much
we'll
better.
discuss this at the next Sips, Suds, and Smokes
Staff meeting.
brain trust meeting.
Yeah, either way, you want applause and ethereal music.
Caperton's bringing controversy.
Anywho,
All right.
He wants to tear the system down.
He does.
I'm walking the other direction.
Okay. So now on to the beer, guys. On to the beer.
Beer?
Yes, there's beer. Okay, let's
Believe it or
focus.
not.
Let's focus. So the first beer that we're going to talk about is the Kragle IPA. It's a 6.6% assertive hop forward IPA. Juicy aromas and a fresh dry finish. It's hopped with Simcoe, Citra, Columbus, and Calypso.
Ba-boom.
Exactly. So, guys, what'd you think of this beer?
It's assertive and hop forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just really knocked us all over.
Yeah.
No.
It was
It's
light.
good-
There was
it's a
a
good
light
IPA.
citrus on the, there's a little light citrus on the nose. Just
Slightly
enough
hazy,
just enough to bring you in. Well, mine was super clear, but
Well, depending on what part of the can you got.
that's might have got
It's
the
either clear or hazy.
bottom of the can. It's either clear or it's hazy, folks. We're not sure.
Yeah, I had the first pour, so I think
Should
it
expect
just
either.
elevated.
Nice dry finish, though. I thought.
Yeah,
which
it's a little resiny.
Yep.
I liked it.
Lent itself to drinking again.
Yes. And I think this is a good beer that if you like West Coasty IPAs,
Yeah.
Something with a little dankness, this is a good go-to for you. And
Yeah, the
Dave
aroma
just cracked open another one.
You just take a big whiff of that right now, Dave. Tell me if that's not lemon pith walking through a pine forest.
Clear.
That is, yeah.
Lemon pith.
Lemon
walking through a
pith.
Pine
He said
forest.
pith, right?
He
Yes.
did. He did. This is all PG friendly stuff.
Beer spewed on me. It looks like I pithed in my pants.
We saw that coming. That was a softball I lobbed in your direction just now.
This beer smells funky. Can I have a new one, please?
As West
Sorry,
Coast
I was
IPAs
cleaning
go,
the soundboard.
I think this one is
Yeah.
it's as adequate as anyone.
Julieanna,
It is.
how did
It
you
is.
like this beer?
I said it was good. If you like West Coasty IPAs, I think this one's very approachable. It does have a dry finish. It's not like danky lingeriness like
Yep.
some of them can be. Nice aroma though. Yeah, it's a lemon pine forest in a can
Yep.
Pithy.
Yeah.
with a side of pith. Yes. With a
Yes.
side
How
of-
did we rate this beer?
So we rated the Kragle IPA from Free Will what did we rate this?
I think it was a 3.
No.
Yes, it was a 3.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just barely passed the pith test.
Barely will keep you employed.
I guess so.
It's kept me going for 40 years.
Wow. Okay. So moving on to something completely different. We're going to talk about the Pomisher.
Okay, the Pomisher.
Yeah. So this is a sour ale that's aged in oak barrels with pomegranates. Was released in 2016. Their pomegranate sour was re-fermented with an additional 2.5 tons of pomegranate puree
Dang.
and matured in casks with our lovely trifecta of Brett and Lacto and Pediococcus.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.3% ABV.
I thought pomegranates were mostly the seeds.
Well,
I mean,
they're
there's
pomegranate seeds, but you're right. You're correct. The fruit is
No.
clustered in there with the seed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's the seed coated in fruit, and there are clusters of
I just
those.
wonder how you would
Yeah.
puree that effectively.
Yeah, that's a good question. I've considered that because those little pits are considerable.
I do
Yeah.
like the pomegranate seeds.
Yeah.
Julianne and I eat those a lot. So.
And I've had the juice for sure.
Yeah.
Antioxidant qualities.
Very much so. Okay, the color on this, first of all, let me just say, is absolutely stunning.
Pretty.
Yep.
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 Very pretty.
I'd call it magenta.
It's pleasant to look at.
It is. It's very pleasant. And the aroma, guys?
It's also pleasant.
Very pleasant as well.
It is. It is. It's not overwhelming. It's not a barnyard in your face kind of thing.
I did get like a little hint of something funky, but
Considering you should.
it seemed like as it warmed, that kind of dropped away. But it was funky there for a second, but I don't really get that now. But it's
So
definitely
you're saying bad funky.
a little bit. That's what I was saying.
Like cheesy or something maybe?
Fecal.
Oh.
Like pasture,
Little-
maybe.
little
But I don't
poopy.
get that now. So I don't know if that was just something I had up my snoot or if that was something that was more prevalent when it was cold and as it warmed.
Been there, buddy?
I thought it was on the straight and narrow, but hey, I'm
Wow.
not responsible for that thing.
Yeah, I guess not. Okay.
But I did write that, but I did say that it did not follow kind of onto the palate.
No, not at all. And I got to tell you, it's got a really nice pomegranate flavor. And and pomegranates, I think the flavor falls off really quick, even with the juice.
Yep.
So for this to still be here, man, that's some good
What
puree.
about the liquidy part?
Thought it had
the
a-
liquidy part.
I thought it had a really nice mouthfeel as well.
I agree.
This beer and one of the others, I can't remember. And it's interesting. I did not know that this had PDO in it, and I wonder if that might have contributed to it.
It might have been.
I think so.
Not to get too granular on
No.
the audience, but
Sure.
that's a bacteria that would
Cause things.
possibly cause the beer to be a little more viscous.
Viscous.
Yeah.
Oily,
Yeah.
but not quite oil.
Yeah.
So it,
there's
it had a silky smooth mouthfeel to this. That
Yeah,
was,
it did.
That was very nice, I thought.
And a little slickness at the end, but not bad at all.
Yeah, it goes right down.
Well, I think they processed this beer just right with the pomegranate in particular, because they put it in right at the last, tons and tons of pomegranate in the cask, and it comes out still fruit forward. And I agree that it typically a pomegranate, you just don't have much of that as it ages. It just tends to
Right.
go away.
And you tend to get a bit more nuttiness with the pomegranate after the flavor. You know what I mean? Think about
From the husky.
Yeah,
parts,
from the husky part of the seed. So I think this is good. And then it's balanced with oak. I mean, I'm tasting oak in there too, amongst everything else.
I didn't think it was quite as complex. That would be my only knock for it, as some of the other. The fruit really carried it, and that was what I got the most of. But
That's kind of what I liked, though. I mean, I agree there was a little one dimensional, but I mean, you're either gonna have one thing or the other. You're either
That's
gonna have
my only
a
knock.
bunch
I mean, it's
of different
it's a great
flavors,
beer.
or you're gonna have one dominant flavor.
Don't
And I
get
think,
me wrong.
I think it was good. The pomegranate really shone.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we think about this one, buddy?
So we rated the Pomisher from Free Will a 4.
Oh yeah. We don't have a 7.
No,
7 in
Really?
Pennsylvania.
Not yet. Okay. So
In Bucks County, this would be a 7.
It'd be a 7, 4, 7.
sure. So the next one we're going to talk about is Wildhack. And I dig the label of the Wildhack, first of all.
Yep.
But this is a barrel-aged sour brown with blueberries.
Kind of a mandala sort of.
Yeah, this was released last year in
Color wheel.
2017. It's a carefully crafted blend of a 2-year-old
Fooder?
Fooder aged. I don't know why I want to like French it up.
Yeah.
Well, you wait till the guys leave and,
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-year-old.
There it is.
That's what we're waiting for. So a 2.5-year-old. Wait, where am I? A 2-year-old Fooder aged sour brown ale.
Yep.
Yeah.
A blueberry sour ale.
Yep.
And a rum barrel aged red saison.
Dang.
Kaboom.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Kaboom.
I tasted. That's exactly what I
So
tasted.
three beers,
before you even
three
said
beers
that.
blended there.
7.4%.
Wow.
Yes.
I
Wow.
didn't know that. I'm kind of coming in.
Man, as this thing warms up, it is getting crazy good.
Yeah. Now that you mention it.
Okay. Wow.
I loved this. I loved this beer before I even drank it. I really did.
I don't
used
know
to
if
be
you're
a good
taking
beer.
shots at me. No matter what you say, I always feel like it's a shot.
You are taking shots over there too, I see.
Yeah,
I had a few.
a few.
Okay. So
Yeah.
first of all, let's talk about the color on this guy.
That's about the only brown ale part of this beer from my perspective.
Deep,
Yeah.
deep,
Yeah.
kind of burgundy.
Kind of a Flanders looking
Yeah.
a
almost.
little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this could yeah.
With that distinctive
yeah,
like
it's a better
blueberry
descriptor,
juice
Mark.
color
Yeah.
in there too. I mean, for this,
So that it says brown ale on the label, though it really does. So I mean, it's a little misleading, but
Well, there's
don't-
brown ale
I'm-
in it.
yeah, I'm with you.
I think when you put the red saison,
I'm sorry.
sort of like it's
I
like,
gave this beer our highest rating.
I know.
I'm gonna say. So, but
What do you guys
it
think about
was-
the aroma on this dog?
I get the blueberries. I did right away, but some of you guys not so much. But
no,
I
the
was,
blueberries were there right.
I was surprised at
on
the
the
amount
onset.
of blueberry coming off the smell of this.
I get more blueberry in the flavor than I do the aroma, but I'm not good at
do as well.
I'm not good at sniffing.
It followed right in.
I'm stuffy.
For sure.
But
and the fact that it has blueberry in there at all, with it being a blended product, it really is a triumph of blending.
it is.
Yeah.
It really is. But I'm also getting a sugary molassesy note to it too from the rum that is just really nice. Really nice.
Seems like that's come out more.
I got a nice,
more and
pleasurably muted, spicy wood note. That's what I wrote there.
Wow. Was your pinky up when you wrote that or what?
I liked this beer. This beer made me talk like that.
Made him talk fancy.
Yeah.
But this is what good blending is all about.
You can't compare these beers.
No.
You really can't.
This beer, and this is a compliment when I say this, the aftertaste after it kind of fades away reminds me of Blueberry cereal.
Yeah.
It does.
Because you still are getting kind of the grain and like a cereal note, but that blueberry is kind of floating along there
and I was trying to detect any THP or anything, speaking of cereal in these beers, and I didn't really get they're doing some good stuff here at Free Will.
This
for
is
sure.
really good.
They've got it dialed in.
And that blueberry is such a...
Yeah, I'd like to know the percentage.
It's an honest blueberry flavor. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would believe this blueberry if it told me something. It's very honest.
I'd definitely follow it back to the refrigerator for another.
God.
Did I write anything else fancy? Let me see.
I put this on pancakes.
So. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So we rated the Wildhack from Free Will Brewing Company a 4. Though I think as it warms up,
it might. I was thinking, I wonder if we need
it could push it into 5 region. Yeah, it really could.
I really liked this.
Yeah, guys, this was very well done.
We'll call it 4 3/4.
Yeah. Okay, 4 3/4. I like that. Okay, now moving on to something even more decadent. As we await good old boy Caperton's verbiage on this one, is the brown beer.
I did write a lot on
He's got both pinkies up there.
I did. A little less.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a rum oak barrel aged imperial brown with coffee added and molasses and cane sugar. This puppy is 10%.
Yeah.
God dang. Do you guys get coffee?
Yes,
it is there. It's a contender. It's contending with the molasses.
It
could have been a contender.
Yeah, I did write roasty coffee and molasses cookie.
I get coffee at the end there. Yeah, because we were talking actually before the show. Actually, before these guys even knew that this beer was in the flight, about coffee beers and like, does coffee flavor fade out quickly?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
And sometimes it can. I mean, we've had some beers that have even been in a can where the coffee flavor is there.
I get it though, guys. Maybe I'm just,
I think it's,
it smells very coffee forward to me.
It's there. It's there. And as this is warmed up, the coffee flavor is still there. But
and I think all of these things complement each other. That's the amazing thing.
Right.
The molasses, the sugar, the barrel.
Yeah. The whole rum barrel thing. You
everything here.
Get a layer of sweetness that would come from the rum barrel.
Everything sort of lends itself to a pretty nice result here.
Yeah. And I'm smelling the oak too.
Yeah.
I'm really, there's a nice woodiness to it.
It's super dangerously drinkable. I mean, if I didn't look at this label and see that it was 10%, I don't know, but maybe.
No, because it doesn't taste.
It doesn't taste 10%.
No, because you're expecting something this high to be very viscous and very, very full on the tongue, for lack of a better word. But this is not. It's very smooth, but it's still light. It's very flavorful.
It's a good. I wish we had this beer for our brown episode.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
I'm glad to have it for this one.
Yeah.
This is really good. I don't know. This is a beer that I could drink like a bunch of. I mean, because it's there's so much going on. And you want to kind of just think about it, and
I really liked it.
Thus,
Ponder
they
the
sell
universe.
it in 12-ounce increments.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah, they do. I mean, this is, besides the cans that we have, this is the smaller bottle of the group, coming in at a regular 12 ounce.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have more than this. This is just decadence.
Yeah.
Decadence.
I could.
I think Caperton's saying he would funnel
could,
a
yeah.
bottle of this
Yeah.
if given the chance.
If this were in cans, I'd punch a little hole in that
If
sucker. and
Free
shotgun
Will
it.
Brewing Company was willing to send Caperton a case of this,
Freely.
Nudge, nudge,
he
wink,
would,
wink.
in effect, pound that case of beer
I would.
over a weekend.
And I would request that if I did, they call it Graybeard, which I have for a day.
Graybeard for a
And
day.
what would a
Graybeard for a day.
Graybeard beer? What would that have to have in it?
Earl Grey tea.
Nice. Maybe there
Speaking
you go.
as a Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
No, no,
I
no,
got
no, no.
personal
That
there.
was well played.
I got
Yeah.
personal.
Very well played.
I have to say that this beer, also of all that we have consumed on this flight, really inspires me as a brewer, as a home brewer.
Nice.
I
That's
really
a high-
want to. I
that's a
want to
good
try to
compliment.
replicate this beer myself.
Yeah.
This is the one I want to go home with and think about.
Yeah.
See if I can't do something
Nice.
with this.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty good compliment.
That's high marks from
I hope.
Reverend Mark.
I hope they hear
High
this.
mark from Reverend Mark.
Yeah, this
See what I did
is.
there?
So send me your recipe, please,
Nudge, nudge,
and
wink,
a
wink.
rum barrel.
and tell me when you put the coffee in.
Yeah. Tape it to a case of this stuff.
And another thing as this is warming up, I'm tasting more and more of the molasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't think I would enjoy having coffee and molasses at the same
See,
time. You know what I
grew
mean?
up here and we ate molasses with breakfast.
Yes, yeah, with your biscuits.
Yeah.
Well,
Coffee.
yeah. No,
So those two flavors to me are always married.
Okay.
What do we?
Well, we'll be right back after this brief interlude.
Just the destination, but baby, the whole elation riding down this lover's avenue. As slow as a willow blows, or as fast as the whirlwind grows, we glide beneath the stars in cobalt blue. Look to the left, to the right. Keep your eyes on the road, my darling. Wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows. My hand is yours forever, sweet love. Our eyes ahead on these back roads with a view.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Girl.
So if you're just tuning in, we are doing a brewery takeover of Free Will Brewing Company
Free Willy.
from Perkasie, Pennsylvania,
I was on your side.
Bucks
On the
County,
Free
Pennsylvania.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, whatever.
Bucks County.
Yes, Bucks County.
Not to.
Like big bucks and I cannot lie.
There it is.
You other brothers can't deny.
There it is.
Find your thing with itty bitty wing.
Okay, really?
All I had to do was think it, and he did it.
Caperton's got mind control over me. It's his fault.
Wow. Okay. So we were talking about Brownbeard from
Brownbeard.
Free Will
Yeah.
and just sort of waxing poetic on it. And this is a really beautiful example of how a beer gets even better as it warms up,
Yep.
you know?
And this is to reiterate, it's their Imperial
Brown
Imperial
ale.
brown ale. Yeah.
With coffee.
Molasses.
And it hanged out. It
Hung it out.
It
in
was
a rum oak barrel.
it hanged out in a rum barrel for a little bit.
Yes, it did. So anyways,
Wow.
what?
I was thinking,
Yeah. He was wanting to hang out in a rum barrel is what he was
you know
wanting
what?
to do.
If
That's
I
what he was
could, I
thinking.
would.
Hang
Yeah.
out.
And you
2
know,
years.
I think one reason why this
I
one
would
was
taste
just
great.
so outstanding in the flight tasting was that it was in the middle of a lot of sour sampling.
Yeah.
And it's like something about this beer became just like a really nice palate neutralizer,
You know,
'Cause it's so
it
sweet.
was.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It added a layer of sweetness and other kinds of roasty, wonderful nuances of malt.
It's kind of like me, you know. You guys
we're
are
going to go
all-
that far, but
You're roasty.
no, I
Where's
think
the buzzer when you need it? Like, seriously.
There you go.
Thank
You
you.
guys-
Thank you very much.
You guys stink.
Okay, so anyways, we rated a brown beard from Free Will a, guys, ready for it?
Ready.
A 5.
Oh,
absolutely.
I concur. I concur with us.
Good. I'm glad
I
you
agree with myself.
I'm so glad. So glad. Okay, so now moving on, we're going to talk about something completely different, and that is the DC Cranberry Farmhouse. We have the 2016 version staring at us. And DC, for those of you that don't know,
District
is-
of Columbia.
No.
David Caperton.
No, it's Deer Creek.
Dire consequences.
Okay. It's Deer Creek Millhouse.
Oh, I was going to say that next.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Deer
That's
Creek.
where they get the water from, isn't it?
Wait a minute. Deer Creek, Bucks County. There's something going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Lots
God.
of venison
Banned
sausage.
once again.
Yeah,
Yep,
you're banned.
Yep.
You're not visiting my state again.
Wow.
Okay,
Your
so-
mom's
Yeah,
going to be
you-
sad.
He didn't name it.
We have to
Sorry.
take a stand for this beer.
Oh.
I get that.
Hey, we're
It's a
getting stuck in a rut.
Oh my God.
when the hits keep on coming, folks.
Oh, man.
They can do this literally all day.
Are we ever
If
going to
don't
get?
stop 'em.
We're never
If
going
we
to get
don't
any
stop
dough
'em.
out of this.
This is the beer you want to drink in the taxidermist lobby.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, can we move along? I'm ready to fawn over this beer.
Oh, the degradation.
You guys suck. Okay.
I could figure out a way to work in whitetail.
And I think it had a little bit of a Lyme's disease.
Oh,
Come on, man. The clock is ticking.
come on, you guys. See?
Okay. All right. The DC Cranberry Farmhouse
hell
is a
is it?
funky, tart farmhouse saison brewed with local malt from Deer Creek Malt House and aged in oak barrels with red cranberries. This is 7.2%, and they use some interesting malts in this. They used a Colonial Pilsner, a Pennsylvania wheat, and a Pennsylvania Dutch malt.
I would love to know what a Pennsylvania Dutch
I
malt
don't know
is.
what that is, that last one.
Does it have scrapple?
Little wooden shoes? Sorry. I did not test audience that joke.
Okay. Color.
Color.
Nice cranberry-ish
Pretty nice, yeah.
color.
A little
Not in the
amber,
artificial cranberry realm, but in a what I would expect cranberry realm, if that makes any sense.
Yep. It still looks fairly fresh.
It is.
Over time, the red kind of fades to brown. You got a little red going on that's kind of bright and nice.
And this thing, as it warms up, the cranberries are even more prominent than they were in the beginning.
I think some of the sweetness kind of fades back, kind of sits back a little bit. It was very sweet to me when it was cold, but now some of the tartness and kind of funk comes out and balances that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I mean, this is good barnyard. Yes.
I'm happier with this. I'm sticking with the rating I gave it, which I think is what you guys, most of us both are all agreed on this. But I did. I'm not a huge fan of cranberry, so I actually wrote that they're disgusting. Actually, wow.
And now he said it.
Unsweetened cranberries are disgusting, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
Sure.
And those are what I say. I said the disgusting cranberry adds to a very nice complexity. And that's true, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, he didn't mean to bog us down with all this cranberry talk.
Disgusting. Disgust. My disgust is not so prevalent here.
But, okay. Cranberry beers
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
hard. I think there was one that I had from.
Well, usually they're liquids. So.
Yeah,
I think it can be.
a cranberry flavor can go into an extreme. Like
Yeah,
you can
it's a
almost.
it's a very astringent. I mean, it's
Yeah,
super.
it can-
You would not eat one off the tree, man. Or
No,
out of
and
the
it can
bog
turn
or whatever.
vegetal really fast when you're brewing with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kudos to them for bringing out the best part of the cranberry, if you will.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, it's nothing.
Well,
that
not
I ever had.
overused.
It's a good
it.
way to put the silver lining on my
Yeah.
little storm cloud that I floated out there.
You know, yeah, and they didn't overuse it. I don't think.
no. This is a really
Yeah,
good balance.
It contributes
cranberry.
to, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a new fruit to the sort of the beer world and the wine world for that matter. I mean, I never had any Boone's Farm cranberry when I was growing up.
I don't remember Boone's Farm
Was there
cranberry.
one?
No,
Was Strawberry
I'm just saying.
Strawberry
Yeah,
Hill
yeah,
was
yeah.
the big.
Oh, the melon though, that was the one, man. That was my jam. There will be a Boone's Farm show, folks,
hope
just so
so.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
Some of our hosts turned their noses at that, actually.
What did
so they're not
we?
here.
What did we rate the DC Cranberry Farmhouse from Free Will? Is that what you're asking me?
Moving right
yeah.
along.
We rated this a 4.
Yes.
Yep.
Now
All right,
we're moving on
Yes.
to
something.
Which?
the Kriek Lambic.
Oh,
Okay.
I
The
mean,
malt
yeah.
yeah. So this is a malt beverage with cherries added. We have the 2014 version,
Yeah.
and this is 4.9%. Now, in terms of Kriek colors, this is very light. Would we all agree
I would say
that
so.
this is
agree
the
with that.
light end of the
Yeah.
spectrum?
Yep.
Because usually you're going to get reddish tint from the cherries and something probably from the barrel. I'm
And you
not-
know, it does, it's got zero head retention, what you would expect in a lambic
Right.
style.
Why?
beer.
Why? So, what is the point of calling it a malt beverage?
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know what they're-
if it's an ale, I mean, it uses ale yeast and bugs.
Well,
Yeah.
look, they call it a lambic on the label, which I was
Lambic
going to mention the
inspired
fact that,
Caperton.
but it doesn't say lambic inspired on the label.
I thought it did.
I mean, it may in the finer print, but not right up front there. And that's a controversy
Oh, yeah,
in the beer
lambic
world
style.
that I think is best left.
Well, because lambic is like champagne and Burgundy
Yeah.
and cognac,
Yes.
and the fact that
It's regional.
it's a regional distinction, and those things can only come from those. So I think when they say lambic style, though, I mean
that
you gotta give
that
them a little
frees them
pass
up.
on
That frees them
Yeah.
up. And that's
Yeah.
but I did write no bonus points for calling your beer lambic. But it was very champagne like. I thought it's tart, thin, dry.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
It was very
Small.
Yeah, very crisp. Very
Yeah.
crisp.
I like it way more as it warmed up.
Yes.
Way more.
And I think for somebody that likes cherries
Yep.
and that wants to get into lambics and creeks and and browns and Flanders, this is a really nice introduction because it's not too in your face.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and we've had some that are very, and I don't want to use the term pungent, but they are almost pungent in flavor. And you almost have to have had many of these to be able to appreciate them, if you will.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Does it say what kind of cherries they use?
No, it does not.
Not
That'd be
sweet
interesting.
for sure. It struck me kind of as a low pH cherry seltzer,
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
but good, and not, so that would put
A
it
good low
for
pH
good-
cherry
yeah.
seltzer.
Good but uncomplicated.
But
Yeah,
I would
very-
say that for me,
Yeah.
I put it in
Yeah.
if you want to get a little bit wild with your lawnmower beer category.
Oh, sure.
This would be a
Sure.
really good
Yeah.
lawnmower beer. I'd like to revisit this in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the ABV on this one?
Yeah, this one's really light. This is
what
only
was it?
4.9%.
Which that's about right for a lambic style. Because I mean, the bugs and the Brett they can't live too high ABV, anyways. But
And as
I don't know. I don't mind.
I
this
agree as
No.
it warmed.
yeah,
It just didn't strike me as real lambic-y, I mean, it didn't have that.
sure. This was a softer version. A
one. Like
softer version.
in a lamb. If we were doing a Kriek tasting, this would probably not do well, like
Against Boone's?
like a Bone,
Yeah,
like a Bone
Bone.
Creek or
Yeah.
or even, maybe even a Lindeman's, but
Yeah.
But
I'm
then
all
there,
for it.
but then
least it
theirs are a
wasn't
little
sweet.
over the top
Yeah.
though. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean in terms of flavor. Like
Yeah.
this reminds me more of Mama Bear's cherry pie, just a lighter,
without
a
the-
softer
without-
version.
Yeah, with a little bit less edge to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the cherry definitely came out more on this to me as it warmed up because I wasn't getting a ton of cherry
Nope.
when it was cold, but
I
it
agree.
Right.
definitely so that just shows you guys really have to let beers kind of come up to temp and try them at different temperatures when you're tasting them.
That's my burden this
Right.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least if it's a good beer.
Yeah,
I
if
gave
it's a
up
Bud
on
Light, go
glassware.
ahead and drink it cold or pour it down the sink. But whatever you're going to do, do it fast. But if it's something like this where it's got complexity,
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
thanks.
So we rated this Kriek Lambic from Free Will a 3. And I'm going to say a 3 with reservation because as it warmed up, it could go into the 3.5 region. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We don't do heavies.
I know.
That's right.
Sadly, we don't. Okay. So moving on, we're going to talk about the grape sour.
Okay.
Okay. So this is another Lambic inspired ale
Yep.
with grapes added. And this version that we have is
Delicious.
the 2015 version.
2015.
Yeah. So this also is 4.9%.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the same base.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I did like this one. That said, I liked the grape.
Yeah.
On this.
And this is Italian
Barbera,
Barbera
which
grapes.
comes from the Piedmont region. So you get the Barbaresco and Barolo wine.
And
region.
Reverend Mark's
Yeah,
pinky
yeah.
is up
Yeah,
during
Yeah.
this
yeah.
I was going to say
dissertation.
that. I was going to say that.
Reminds me of
yeah.
Hanna Barbera.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Reverend Mark goes to the wine country of Italy. I go to cartoons.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their features.
You go to
Puff
the
and stuff.
Yeah.
you go to the Jughead wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. More shade from Reverend Mark.
I know. This is a full shade
I'm
zone
singing
here,
Captain
isn't it?
Caveman,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Okay, so color on this is what we would expect, right?
Yep.
Very lambic-y in color, kind of like that light browny.
It's weird. My
pinky
pinky
color.
will not stay down when I'm drinking this beer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Look, it will not stick to the cup.
Okay.
Yeah, you drink this
Fancy.
when you're tooling around in your Lamborghini.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, we're not advocating drinking this while driving a Lamborghini.
Good point. Good
Oh,
point.
no.
No, somebody's driving for you.
Oh yeah.
That's why you're sitting in the captain's seat.
Yeah, you're riding shotgun.
Sure. Okay,
right.
so
Of course, there are
not
open container laws, but whatever.
whatever.
The grape sour we're talking
Yeah,
about.
so
Yes.
we're not. There's not really a lot on the nose, though. At least I didn't get a lot on the nose.
But I think
thought-
that's okay with some
Yeah.
of these beers
Yeah.
because this base style of beer is not going to be overly aromatic, and then the grapes
It's a little cheesier, maybe.
It's not
Maybe.
easy being
Yeah.
cheesy.
No, but in terms of flavor, the grape is there, and I
Sure.
think this was a really good grape. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we rated this grape sour from Free Will a 4. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to quickly talk about the Micromanager, which is the New England style IPA that good old boy Caperton mentioned briefly in the description.
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you think about this as a New England IPA?
Lemony.
Okay.
Tropical lemon. I thought it ended very grapefruity, which
Tastes
I thought
nice.
I
Yes.
thought was interesting. That really kind of captured my palate.
Yeah, the aroma on this
Yeah, I
is
get the
very
grape-
New England.
I get the grapefruit even now that
Yeah.
it's warmed up.
More so.
Yeah.
So maybe not the traditional NEIPA, but
But good. What did we give it?
Yeah. We rated the Micromanager from Free Will a 4. Well, guys, I think this was a really nice flight of both
I agree.
stuff in a can, stuff in a bottle,
Stuff that shattered and bled me.
Some stuff blew up.
just stuff in general. Yeah.
Bring me some more, please.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and you can catch all of our episodes online, as well as on SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, PRX, and Spreaker, our native media host. iTunes, Google Play, and our own Android app are the easiest ways to enjoy the show on your phone. Just search for Sip Suds Smokes on iTunes or in the Google Play Store.
We love your feedback, and you can reach us online at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com.
Our tasting notes flow out on Twitter and Instagram every day at Sip Suds Smokes and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news.
Please take the time to rate this episode if you're listening online. 5 is the magic number.
Well, thanks everyone for showing up today and talking about the love that is my state.
There you go.
Good old boy Dave.
Hey, check me out on Instagram at GoodOldBoyDave for my 60-second beer reviews.
Good old boy Caperton.
It's always fun, and keep up the fight against kudzu, folks.
And good old boy Reverend Mark.
Just loved it and embraced the free will all day long.
This is good old gal Julieanna, a Pennsylvania girl, saying keep on chuggling and see you next time.
This has been a one-tan-hand production of Sip Suds and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see y'all next time.